All right, guys. I'm Ali Mona, and I'm joined by the amazing Tiffany Hardigree. What's up, Tiff?
Hey guys.
All right, so this is Miniseries Part 1. And what I wanted to start with, we felt really strongly about starting with talking about emotional responses to crisis and understanding normal emotional responses. Now, why is this important? When you understand how you're reacting, when you have more self-awareness in that way, when you understand that everyone within your household, your colleagues, your family, everybody has an emotional response during this time. It's probably one of the six that we're going to cover today, maybe a combination of all of them, but we're going to kind of normalize the emotional response to a crisis so that one, we feel better, like, okay, I'm not alone in this. And then what we're going to talk about is how we can help manage our emotions in a really proactive, really powerful way. So the first emotion I want to cover is fear, right? We might be asking questions like, are we safe, right? This is like that baseline emotion at the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Safety. Are we safe? Are we going to be okay? Okay. The next one is anger, right? Like, no one prepared us for this. We're not prepared for this. Or maybe you're looking on social media going, how in the world can that person be so happy? Why aren't they scared, right? Or maybe you're thinking, people just don't understand my circumstances, right? Anger and frustration over, if you're like me, a little bit of frustration and anger over the need to kind of stop my life and homeschool my kids, right? That was really real. And with no end in sight yet, I have to watch my anger in my house. Anger is one of the things that I really struggle with. And finally, for me, confusion and frustration. Okay, what is my role now, right? If you've lost a role as a, in your job currently, or on a team, or as a parent, whatever it happens to be, what's my role now? And then maybe even one of the baseline questions of like, where are we going to live? Right now, that's an expat question that Tiffany and I have a lot of our people have struggled with. But where are we going to live? What's going to happen if this shuts down? Where are we going to go to school? Where are we going to go to church? I mean, there's so much confusion that can happen through this. And then the final just feeling of, I don't know how I'm going to juggle this new way of life. I can't juggle all of this. So just a lot of frustration in that area.
In some of that juggling, I think oftentimes we also move towards guilt or self-blame. I should be doing better than this. Why don't I have a better plan? I should be a better parent. Why can't I teach my kids? If you're doing homeschooling or you've fallen out of your routine or something, there's a lot of that self-blame that comes in there, negative self-talk as well. When you are feeling like you should be doing better than you are in the situation. And with that, of course, sometimes comes some humiliation, right? Like you see you're at home more, so you might be online more, and you might be seeing people online and they're thriving or appearing to be thriving, right? And you are struggling with the fact that you don't want to share that you are not thriving. What's going on? Why am I not thriving? And because of that, you're not really sure how much longer you're going to be able to sustain this. And sometimes we've seen a lot here that this situation has really affected people's finances as well. A lot of people have been out of work, and thankfully, we can work from home, and a lot of people can work remotely, so that's really good. But there's definitely a population of people that can't work from home, and this affects them, and people really struggle with that. And then with that, there's also some grief for us living abroad. A lot of our friends and family have had to just say goodbye abruptly. They've had to just decide to move back to their home countries because of this financial situation, and we're grieving our normal life. Like, I think how many times have I said to you, Ali, like, can we just go back to something normal? Like, where's my normalcy? I want to go out and meet my friend for coffee, or I want to go and go to church like normal, just the things aren't the same right now, and the biggest thing that we want you to understand is that all of these varying emotions are normal. They're within, there's no wrong way to feel right now. We've never been in this situation before. And so it's important to remember to give yourself some patience, give yourself some grace, and remember that we're all in this together. And if you're struggling, which you will, then there's other people that are also struggling. So let's really take this time to lean on one another and support one another, and just know that you'll get through it.
That's so good. I think for Tiffany and I, we're essential oil educators. We lead large global teams all around the world. And one of the best ways that we know how to help you overcome all of these emotions is with essential oils. And so I want to teach for a few minutes on the power of using essential oils aromatically. And so if you, as you're watching, just take your fingers and pinch right above the bridge of your nose right here, right under here is your olfactory nerve. If you actually did that, you can take your fingers off. So this nerve, guys, it sends messages to the limbic system in your brain, which in turn sends messages all over the body. Now, sometimes people think that it's hokey to say that essential oils could affect the body just by smelling them, but let me give you a really powerful illustration. When you go to the hospital for surgery and you need to be put under, how do they deliver the anesthesia? Right? I remember a couple years back, I had a minor surgery inside my nose, and I was up on the table, and the doctor said, okay, here's your mask, breathe your mask, put your mask in, breathe, and then count down from 10. And I think I was like, okay, 10, 9, and I was passive, right? They usually don't give you a pill. They don't give you a shot. They ask you to breathe through that mask, right, and count down. Now, most of us are completely under before we even get to 9 or 8. So when you breathe those synthetic compounds, right, those man-made compounds through the mask, your olfactory system is powerful enough to send signals to your body that knock you out in under 10 seconds. It's actually the fastest way to access the brain. And this happens the same way with natural compounds found in essential oils. So when we breathe in natural compounds from essential oils, they hit that olfactory nerve, and the olfactory nerve sends signals to the limbic system, which in turn sends signals to the rest of our body. And it's a little bit slower than the synthetic. This can happen in as little as 30 seconds. Okay? So incredibly, incredibly powerful. You can take an oil and you can put a drop in your hand, rub it together, and breathe like that. You'll try to breathe for a good 30 seconds just to make sure that you're getting all of those beautiful benefits into your body. You can also use a diffuser, right? We use diffusers all around our home to create the atmosphere that we're looking for in our home. You can even simply, guys, the most economic way, I suppose, to use your oils would be, if I can open it, just to breathe straight from the bottle, just like this. It's incredible. Now, why in the world do we want to use essential oils? First of all, they work. But second of all, when we deal with negative emotion, we're in the no zone. Now, my mindset coach, her name is Deb Erickson, and she's fabulous, a powerful human being. And she talks about an emotional scale. So on any given day, we fluctuate in our emotions, don't we? It's kind of a natural part of being human. And it's a beautiful process, kind of as we fluctuate and flow throughout the day. But for those of us who are really intentional and really want to, seek positivity, stay above water. Some of us feel like we're just treading water sometimes. To stay into what we call the yes zone, the positive emotions, there are some things that we can do to move us from negative emotion into positive emotion. So I want to just run through some of these negative emotions and just make a mental note if this is something that you've been struggling with. Desperation, hopelessness, helplessness, anger, fear, resentment, doubt, overwhelm, impatience, frustration. Okay. Any of those sound familiar? I know for me during these last 2 months, I've had a lot of overwhelm, a lot of impatience, a lot of frustration, some anger, right? So when we find ourselves in those negative emotions, what happens is we're in the no zone. There is no motivation to go above and beyond. There's no motivation to get up and cook dinner. There's no motivation to help the kids with their work. There's no desire to put the laundry away. You know, all those things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis just to stay afloat, right? So we need to actively draw ourselves into the yes zone, into the positive emotion. So I want to give you some positive emotions that we can really latch onto during this time. And then we're going to show you which essential oils can help us get there. Hope. Who needs a little bit of hope? You know, hope is that emotion that just alights the soul and makes us feel like, okay, we can do this. Hope builds into confidence, right? I'm confident that we're going to make it through this together as a community, as a global community. That confidence pushes into knowing. Like at this point, I have such a deep knowing and trust that we're all going to be okay, that this is one of the reasons that Tiffany and I, we both have that knowing that we want to help impart into you, into your heart. And that knowing turns to optimism, because when you know you're going to be okay, that you are going to thrive through this, then optimism is kind of one of those natural emotions that comes of it, right? Let's be optimistic about this. And when you can find optimism in your world, that springs right into appreciation and gratitude, right? I appreciate the time that we're getting together as a family. I'm appreciating this push to go online and to teach more online. When you live in appreciation, that sets expectation. I expect that our lives are going to be changed through this process. I expect that your life is going to be changed through this process. And that brings us to love. When we live in love, then we're willing to go above and beyond our comfort zone so that we can impact and share that love with the world. And that goes into joy and passion and finally into bliss, where we just feel like, you know, we're unstoppable. Nothing can stop us. Each one of those emotions is something that I know Tiffany, because Tiffany and I have worked really closely over these last 8 weeks. This is something, guys, that we grasp onto like for dear life sometimes, because we know that, and we have to stay in this yes zone in order to maintain the motivation that we need to keep writing a positive story throughout this time. Tiff, take
So
it.
good, Allie. So good. And I think a good reminder is that, you know, as Allie mentioned, we have these range of emotions, and you may experience the range all within a day. You may experience them, you know, that's pretty typical, pretty normal. But you might also, in this time, in the beginning, feel a little fear, and then you're like, oh, I'm good. This is working. I can do this, and then it goes down again. So I'd like to encourage you that, you know, in the beginning, when you're struggling a little bit and you start to get a hold of it, it's okay if you start to dip again. That's totally normal, and that's our experience, and that's why we've leaned on one another, Allie and I, in this. So Allie has shared about aromatic use, and I wanted to share a little bit about topical use of our essential oils to help us when we're experiencing these emotions. This is one way that I, in particular, have been using the essential oils. One blend is Adaptive that I've been using, and it's just in a roller. What's great about these is that they're pre-diluted, so they're already diluted with fractionated coconut oil. What you'll learn if you haven't used essential oils before is they're really pure, really potent. And so a great way to use essential oils is to dilute them and then apply them onto your skin. So for me, when I'm experiencing those negative emotions, those no emotions, I just take this roller and I'll roll it on literally everywhere. But like my wrist is a good place to put it, and then you can just rub them together, rub it behind your ears, those sorts of places. And what's beautiful about that is that it's getting into your skin, but you're also experiencing that aromatic benefit that Allie described. So super, super powerful. And another beautiful gift that doTERRA has given us is they have done all of the research into this, and they have created emotional oils that are specific for this use. So we have an emotional aromatherapy line of essential oils, and I'm just going to go through a couple of those and that I'm using during this time that are really helpful. So first I'm going to go over Forgive. So if you're struggling right now with maybe that self-doubt, that you know, that humiliation. Forgive is going to be a really great oil to go to give yourself some grace, give yourself some patience. Maybe you weren't the best mom yesterday or this morning even, and you need some forgive, right? So forgive is a really powerful oil. It is a combination of tree oils and herb grassy oils. So it's going to cover emotions like grief, sadness, discontentedness, those sorts of things. So that's going to be a great one to use for that time. And again, this, like Ali said, you can put it in the palm of your hand and inhale it, or you can put it with the coconut oil and apply it in those spots I was telling you about. The next one I want to talk briefly about is cheer. Cheer, I love cheer because it has some citrus oils in it. I just go towards anything citrus. I love citrus. So cheer is one of those. It's going to be really uplifting. It's going to create just a really positive atmosphere for you. So it's really a great oil if you're really struggling with motivation, you're discouraged, you're feeling a little gloomy, maybe disinterested or just bored, which, let's be honest, in this time, you're going to feel some boredom. If you're at home, if you're stuck at home like we have been, there's definitely been some motions of boredom there. And cheer is another great one, or any citrus oils are excellent for that.
Oh, so good. Those are two of my favorites. And I want to tell you about two more that have been really key in my house over the last 2 months. The first one is called Peace. I love the names of these oils, right? It's so easy. Detergent makes it so easy. What do you need? I need some peace. So you go to your shelf and you grab this beautiful bottle of Peace. And Peace is a combination of floral oils and mint oils. So it does this really unique scent, and it's gonna help you with those feelings of anxiousness and fear and worry and hurt as well. And it's gonna be really powerful to use when you're feeling a little bit insecure, right? So this supports feelings of feeling reassured and keeping a composure, which, I mean, this could be a whole topic in and of itself, but if you have kids at home, how you maintain your composure and how you react to this situation, whatever situation looks like for you, it's going to matter to your little ones. And I have one daughter who is particularly fearful just in general. So we have worked very hard at maintaining composure. And Peace, my friends, is the oil for that. And the other one is Console. So what do you think Console is good for? Here's your Console. Console helps you feel more hopeful, right? More comforted, gives you that consolation that you might need, and emotionally balanced. So Console and Forgive share the tree oils. And trees, think about trees, right? A tree is grounded, right? It's steady, it's firm, it's unwavering. And isn't that what we need during this time, to feel firm and unwavering? And so we've used Console on all of the family. Whenever we're feeling like there's some other bit of news and we just kind of feel like we can shake them all of it. Console is a great essential oil for when you feel like you need to feel steady. Okay. Now, how do we use these, right? It's like even identifying your emotion, guys, is so powerful. So we feel bad is less powerful and less healing to our bodies than I'm feeling frustrated, or I'm feeling scared, or I'm feeling worried, right? So go ahead and pinpoint that emotion. And then Tiffany, once somebody has pinpointed an emotion, what can they do next?
So once you've pinpointed that emotion, there's a couple of things you can do. One, just acknowledge it, like Ali said. Acknowledge it, bring it to your awareness. Don't just shove it in a box and shove it to the side, because then that's going to roll over into lots of different things. So you want to give yourself a minute. What's great is, not only do the oils help, but in that moment when you're inhaling that oil, it's giving you a minute to breathe. So breathing is a powerful tool that you can use when you're experiencing peaks of emotion. Take a minute to inhale deeply, exhale, and let it out. Let those emotions out. So a great thing to do for that, to kind of quiet the mind, is meditation. I struggle with meditation, and because I struggle to quiet my mind, to be honest. If you know me well, I'm all over the place. So meditation, when you are experiencing those strong emotions, it's really powerful to just take a moment, even if it's just a minute or two of silence, and you pair that tool, that meditation tool, with an oil, and you've got a powerhouse right there, right? So you've got to silence that mind and really connect and experience the emotion and then process it. And you can do that through journaling as well. Journaling is another great way we're going to talk about in another call, something to look forward to. And also prayer. If you're the type of person that prays, that's a great thing to do as well when you're struggling emotionally. And yeah, take those things, pair them, a meditation, prayer, reach out to a friend, that connection. Use a tool. Remember that your emotions don't have to own you. You are in control. And you can choose to do something about it instead of allowing that negative to grow and spiral and ruin the rest of your day, So yeah, so take the tool that you have, even if it's a moment of silence. And if you have kids, you have trouble getting to the silence, go to the bathroom, close the door, go to your closet, close the door. Like find a space and find a minute, and yeah, and use those tools. I hope that this class has been something that brought some awareness, and also just some understanding that everyone's experiencing something. Like, you're not alone if you're experiencing something that we've talked about. We have experienced all of the above and more, and we just want to remind you that you're not the only one that's experiencing this, and that all these things are normal. And just reach out to someone, reach out to us, comment and let us know what you're feeling, what you maybe tried from this call. Let us know in the comments, and we would love to continue to support you in this way. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your time. We really appreciate it and hope that you learned a lot. We're going to be going over connection and lots more in the calls coming up. So hope that you enjoyed it.
That was awesome.
Allie?
Yeah, I am. I just want to say, if you are new to oils, right? If you don't have any of these oils, but you want to give them a try, reach out to Tiffany or me. If you're not working with another doTERRA gal, if you don't have a doTERRA gal yet, we'd love to support you in this. Please do not go and buy them on Amazon, right? There's a better, cheaper way to buy that's better for you and gets you connected to a team and a community. So reach out, don't be shy, and definitely, again, you're going to get out of this what you put into this. So be a part of the community, connect, and comment down below so we can continue to support you. Thank you for your time. This was a really meaty class. Like Tiff said, I echo that. I honor your time today. And thank you for your time today, Tiffany. I appreciate always working with you.